Hey everyone, hope you guys are amazingly well. Oh, this message has been on my heart for a long time, and I speak it out loud in different dynamics, but I really feel that it's allotted time now for its full video about speaking, owning, and being in your truth. Who you are authentically as a sovereign being is your truth. How you see the world, how you show up in the world, how you feel in the world is your authentic truth. And a lot of us have dissipated this truth for whatever reason. So maybe as a kid, we grew up in environments where we couldn't speak this truth out because of what would our parents say, or what would our family do, or what our communities have to say, and all of this dynamic. And we are being called even more and more and more so today, last week, this month, next month, to step full-heartedly into our truth. So how this shows up in a few ways. Firstly, it's showing up in our careers and businesses. It's showing up in the way we step in to create income. If we are not in alignment, and now, granted, a couple things. Let's just preface this. If there's people that are in shadow energy and are low vibrating souls, they may never ever go through this experience. But if you're on this video and you're a part of my channel and you've been watching my stuff and you are a spiritual being, although we are all are in some way, shape, or form spiritual beings, but you are transitioning, elevating, ascending yourself into this space, this is true for you. So no longer are we able to stay in careers and in business structures and in programs and offerings that are not aligned with our truth. We can't support them. We can't effectively create in them. We can't successfully make money. Sorry about my spit. Make money in them. There's my truth. Make money in them any longer. We will not be able to make the impact if it is not aligned in our truth. So if we are pretending to be something, if we're staying in a job because we should, if we are just getting something out or trying to get a job to make money, and you are in this alignment, you're watching this video and you are here at minute 2 watching this video, you will not be able to create in that space. And if you can and will, it's short term. Because we are all being called, and especially those connected with me, because I'm a trailblazer, and not to say that from an ego perspective, part of my soul's mission is to help people get in to this next level of energy, is to help people transition. I am trailblazing for it. I've been working in this energy for over 6 months now, in this literally breaking down the mechanisms, new energetic wave coming in, and organic truth and unity consciousness are the foundations of this new energy. So you will not be able to sustain yourself there. You won't be happy. You'll create sickness. You won't be able to make the money you need. You'll be barely getting by. You won't be able to align your energetics. Your relationships won't feel right. Everything will feel off. So that's the first thing in that space. Now, how you show up in the world. So that could be on your social media feeds. If you are an entrepreneur, you are being called now to own all the dimensions of who you are in the way you show up online. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to go and expose all the private things in your life in that space, but it means that when we deliver content, when we step in, when we are here together, we show up authentically as us. You know, I have been drawn lately to minimal amounts of makeup. Now, granted, I have lipstick on right now and a little bit of makeup on my eyes because I'm about to do a video that's going to be played at my grandmother's funeral. So I figured I'd kind of like put something on for that. But in general, I'm showing up very authentically and raw me because that's what I feel is aligned for me right now. And it doesn't mean that I won't put on the lipstick. It doesn't mean that I won't, do my hair. Like it says half hair done, which I'm like, oh, it kind of looks good. It doesn't mean that I won't step into that because part of that is my self-expression. There's a part of me that owns that space, but not all of me owns that space. And I'm learning and really, really adjusting and adapting into this. And it's been a lot easier now, especially with the work I've been doing with, unworthiness and clearing the solar plexus, about stepping into my power, and authentic awareness as well, that it doesn't even matter anymore. There's no energy attached to it where there used to be, for sure. And it's a feat. It's a feat to go in and say the things that you really feel on your heart. It's a feat to talk about the things that you've been through, the experiences that you had, but we are looking for real connection. truth. Like I said, unity consciousness, that connected energy. We are craving it right now. It's expanding in us. We want it all the time. We are not in it for fake conversations anymore. We're not in it for the fake, Instagram memes, although the memes are pretty funny, but the fakeness of it all. We're not in it for just you in a bikini in your photo and not giving me real authenticness in your caption. It's not who we are. We want people to show up as who they are. We want them to own all the pieces of who they are. For a long time, I didn't own my rebellion, and I was a rebel as a kid. And my poor mother, although she chose me as much as I chose her. We put it that way. We learned a lot from each other in this life. But I feel like she did that to me in another life too. So it's like, it's just karmic debt that we're literally clearing up in this space. But I was a rebellion, and I owned that rebellion when I was a kid, but it was more so from a way of a challenge and not in a way of embodiment in who I really was. It was more so like you said, no, I wanted yes. So I was pushing the boundary. But now in my space, it's like, I am a rebel. I break down infrastructures. I want to challenge the systems that don't make sense. I want to expand. I want to see what will happen. And I have a very rebellion energy that way. And it's starting to show up in the way I create content, in the way I speak in the world, in the way I'm doing reels. And, I have a photo shoot booked that's going to be a boudoir/business photo shoot. So it's going to be real and raw and authentic. And that is part of my expression in life. But there was times where I'm like, oh, you can't post that on social media, or, oh, you can't step into that, or you can't do this. Like right now I'm suntanning naked on my patio, 20 minutes a day on the front, 20 on the back, because it's really good for the body and it really helps rejuvenate, and it's got all these benefits. Okay, you can look it up if you want it. But the old Colleen would never even consider being naked outside where someone might be able to see me. Like I back onto a golf course, and my neighbor's yard is beside me and there's not a lot of coverage there. But now I'm going, this is who I am, and I am 100% in alignment that way. And am I still discovering parts of who I am? Yes. Am I still remembering pieces of who I am? Yes. Just like you are, just like everybody is, like inside of that space, and we're all doing that. But I'm owning this now. I'm owning those pieces. The shame I used to have in the shadow work I used to do and all the things I did in my life, I'm now owning them and going, shit, you did that stuff. And I'm starting to write a book that was downloaded to me 10 years ago, pretty much. And it's almost like an autobiography, I can't even remember. I have to look it up. Is it a biography or an autobiography if I write it myself? And it is about shadow work. It's called The 12 Veils of Illusion. And it is about my journey through these veils throughout my lifetime, like up until the age of 28, where I started clearing them and really stepping into that space. And the stories I'm going to tell you in that are raw and vulnerable and authentically me. And that is what I went through. And some people are going to judge me, and I don't really care. Like, I really don't care. And in that space of just owning it. But there's other people that are going to be able to open up more and be themselves because of that, because I'm able to step in and speak my truth. Now I get and understand why I wasn't able to publish it before, because I had work to do on myself to own that. Because if I would have wrote it back then, it would have come from a place of, what do you want me to be? And let me tell you the stories I think you want to hear, instead of now going, this is a story that needs to be told, and it's going to make me look bad to certain people, but it doesn't matter how that is in my space. Wow, that's really powerful. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for allowing me to work that through on this video with you. But I wanted to remind you of that truth. And now the second other dynamic of this is you solely, but you in relationships. What is your truth in relationships? And even with your cat, like, what is your truth with your cat? Yeah, you. Mommy's trying to do a video. Just hang tight for a second. What is that truth for you? A lot of us have conformed to be something in our relationships that is not who we really are, because we wanted to be liked, we wanted to be loved, we wanted to be accepted and respected in doing this. And we executed that because we thought we needed to, instead of really aligning in that space. So not just love relationships, in all ways, as a mother, as a father, as a friend, as a business colleague. Who are you and how are you showing up, and what is the truth for you in relationships? What does that look like? What is your value system around this? How are you portraying yourself as an illusion potentially? And who are you really in this space of time? And this truth dynamic is showing up everywhere. What are you passionate about? What sparks an interest? Like, are you, a lot of us hold shame around sexual things. Are you into BDSM? Do you want to be tied up? Are you looking to have a threesome? Are you looking to have more expression? Are you looking for this kind of style? There's a lot of people, including women, that think they need to be prim and proper because they wouldn't then be considered a woman. They'd be considered other words if they weren't. But you're lacking that connection into your true essence. So the sex experience isn't as potent for you, isn't as fulfilling, isn't as desired because you're trying to be something that you're not, instead of fully embracing who you are and then owning that and being in that and seeing if your partner will adhere to that. And if not, now there's other things that need to be maneuvered through. But the things that we're dealing with right now is that we have been for a long time pretending to be things that we're not. And now it's time for us to break that mold. So a couple things that you can do, and I apologize on my cat. She wants to go outside. So let's let her outside real quick because, no, she doesn't want to go outside. Just because I'm looking to let her go outside. Let's do this. So her truth is she really loves to be outside, even though it's like dark out, but whatever, she can go out there and stepping in. So a couple things you can do is like really looking at yourself and analyzing this and going, where am I not honoring my truth in my life? Where? Is it inside of me? What are the pieces of me that I'm not honoring inside of who I really am? Now, in my relationship, doing the same thing, and then doing it in your career or in your business. Are you aligning the offerings? Do the offerings that you serve into the world light you up and serve your people at the same time? And if they are not, because you had a coach once that said you had to do it like this, or you watched someone do it that way and you created it the exact same way because they were successful when it's authentically not yours. Where in your life is this showing up? And how now can you make small steps or big ones to collapse the narrative? Some of us are all in all the time, so we want to collapse the narrative right away and get rid of it. But some of you need more time. So whatever makes sense in who you are as a person, starting to shift that mold. And it might be starting to infuse new content in Instagram. Maybe it's someone told you needed to have blue and pink in your brand and you really want green and gold. So maybe it's really shifting that dynamic first to be able to step in. But all of us have pieces that we're working on right now inside of this dynamic of our authentic truth. And you are as well if you've gotten to this 12-minute mark in this video. So I just wanted to say that I know what you're going through. I've been here. I am still here in some way, shape, or form. And maybe I'm 10 feet ahead of you, but I am here too. And we all are going through this dynamic. But pulling it back and really feeling out what makes the most sense for you. How can you step into this? What lights up your heart? And how do you keep showing up authentically in you? And if you have questions about this, I'd love for you to put comments about how you're doing this in the YouTube video. But if you have questions about this, send me a DM. I'd love to chat, be connected on Instagram together. A lot of my daily content goes to Instagram. So if you love these videos and you're into this, then go over to Instagram as well and follow me there to get some other crazy stuff. You'll see my life, me authentically owning it. And yeah, just so much peace and love for you today. I get it. This is not an easy feat. And this is the next hill that we're on right now in Mountaintop. But I believe that you can make this work. And I'm so excited to see how this shows up for you. And I'll see you guys again soon. Have a great day.